Alright boys and girls, Fuse here, so shut up and sit down. We're going to have a little talk about the new game, Free Agents. Now, I had started this game already. I had actually not gotten the first minute or so of this game. I woke up, and the first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to try this new game type out. I figured I'd just play the first round, and no matter how I did, I would upload it. I started off really crappily, but I picked it up throughout the game. I also want to make a note that my very first game, I spawned right next to an enemy. And since this is free-for-all, I just turn around and punch him right in the mouth. That was my first kill. So, respawn, live up to your name. Might want to get them spawns figured out. But then again, it is hard to put this many people on a map without it being somewhat clustered. And clustered is what you're going to get with any of the free-for-all game types in this wonderful, wonderful game. The maps are going to be relatively small for that. Especially once you start adding Titans into the mix, which I think this was desperately needed. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying that, you know, once you get the first Titan, you'll just snowball, the rich get richer, and for the most part, that's true. I was not ready for that Scorch to be there, especially not this early into a game. But you know what? Power to them. I think most of the players that I go up against, who are in the, like, Gen 10, Gen 14 in my case, we know how to deal with a Titan. Now, speaking of knowing how to deal with things, I know there's a dude camping this battery spot, so I'm going to cook a grenade. I don't see him, but I still get the kill. He had 2 batteries on, and I picked up a third. That means I get to call in Titan. Now, here's what I'm going to get onto next with these battery spawn points. Their batteries are so important that everyone's going to go to them. Smart players are going to try to camp the batteries. If you have 2 batteries on you, don't camp it, because he just gave me 3 batteries as easy as can be. And I'm in a Titan. I'm in, you know, this Titan's great for getting batteries for, because it's all about survivability, right? Well, I didn't need to jump out to get that battery, but the thought occurred to me, if I take that battery out of play, that's one less time that might come in. So, you know, be smart. If you're going to scoop a battery out of the battery spawn point, be fast about it. Don't dilly-dally, and for the love of God, start with a grenade. Like, if anything, you'll get hit markers and know someone's in there. I let this Scorch toy with me a little more than I should. I boosted towards him at the very beginning, not only wasting a boost, but, well, getting within flame shield distance. And he nuclear ejected, which I don't understand why people use nuclear ejection, but I do get killed with it enough times to see its reasoning. But yeah, he knew that if I got close, I would have stole his battery with my execution, because what Monarch isn't running that in a game type like this where batteries are so fucking heavily important. So, right here, I love this one. Yeah, perfect Houdini, perfect phase shift. I never get phase shifts off like that. We have in my circle of friends what's called the cookie cutter perk that you can apply sometimes, which just lets you have the ability to shoot everywhere except for where your opponent's at. That's why I like missiles. Kind of closes the gap. But you're going to see these next 3, these next 3 kills that I don't get because I suck are hilarious, and I wouldn't edit them out for no amount of money, because this is priceless. Somehow I'm still in the lead. I don't know, I guess it was early in the morning, and the talent hadn't showed up yet. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. It's terrible. Took me a long time to realize that his shoulder beaming cannon isn't like ions, and I can't just scoop people with it from across the map. So the only reason I really put this Titan on is because he can steal batteries, and he is very survivable in a game where you don't want to accidentally waste your entire Titan on a single fight. Like, come across another one here. I think this is the best way to open. I could be wrong, but busting both of those and hitting that reload and then kind of backing off. With my primary, I'm also running the shock rounds, which is great. And of course, I can steal batteries. What was it, Mastiff, whatever, the smoke thing. I popped those there. I tried to escape. I fucked it up because I didn't realize there was a wall behind me. Oh man, tell me in the comments below. I can't remember the Maelstrom, there it is. Alright, we're going to work on the next thing here, and the situation being is you see 2 players. One with a distinct advantage, one without an advantage. And the question being is, who do you attack first? Now I saw the Titan, so I started hitting him. He's fighting a pilot. I decided to scoop the pilot because I know that's a kill I could easily get. Normally I would have killed him, then I would have still had a pilot who could direct his attentions to me. Instead, I got both kills and scooped a battery. And of course, I'm going to stop here because I can only record in increments of 5 minutes, and we're just going to switch over to the next part of the video. Okay, so I've got a battery. I have a battery in my reserves I can pull. I need one more battery to get my Titan. Like before, I pull a grenade. There's no one there, but all I did was waste a grenade that's going to recharge anyway. There's no reason not to. And I learned from last time that even though I was next to that battery spawn, I sat, waited, made sure that I was in a corner. That way that I can actually get inside my Titan, because nothing is more embarrassing in this game than getting your Titan killed because you caught it in and couldn't get inside of it. This guy here, he had every chance. I took way too much damage trying to get this execution. He hit me with his overcore. You know, that's just the way it goes. I managed to scoop up a kill. Now there's 2 batteries on the ground. There's 2 batteries on the ground. I can't pass this chance up. Now, of course, I don't think it gave me any extra health, and it was incredibly risky to do what I just did. But now there are 2 batteries that got taken out of rotation. So someone that had 1 battery that was about to get their Titan for me to have to deal with, he just lost that ability, and I get a little bit overshield. But yeah, I came very close to dying right there. So I started trying to play a little smarter. I'm trying to see if I can find a way to keep myself alive. You know, peg these pilots with my missiles. I honestly just noticed now that I'm watching it that there's no little bar telling me how many Titans are on the field. At first I thought maybe running like a Ronin or a North Star where I can just keep running up and meleeing pilots would be good. But then I kept running into Scorches who would just melt me. So I figured Monarch might be the best. But I'm glad I picked Monarch first. But yeah, camping batteries, I'm telling you guys, like, they're going to keep running to the batteries. Don't get tunnel vision on it though. I jump out here and I immediately make the decision to go back as that fire star hit me. I got lucky that first time. I'm not letting my greed get the best of me. Not when I can sit here and keep hitting on missiles. And right there's another opportunity to talk about something I used to be terrible at. I would be engaging a target, and then as soon as another target came into screen, I would immediately switch over because I'm trying to deal with a different threat, and I would wind up not doing nearly enough damage to kill either of them, and I get murdered, and then someone gets an easy kill because of a scoop. If you've already started shooting at someone who's within a range that you know you can eliminate them quickly, continue to fire at them and deal with the second guy last. I don't know how many times I've lost perfectly good double kills because I switched targets too soon. And right that, man, that Scorch, man, me and that Scorch have had a tough time all day. He snuck right the fuck up on me. I'm proud of him for that. He did a good job. Put down that Maelstrom again just because, fuck it, why not? I'm not getting executed over. Pop up, and just out of instinct, man, I didn't even really mean to do this. Just go ahead and throw an archer onto him. Then I use my little grappling hook to ski-daddle my way out of there. See a dude on the roof. I'm pretty sure he saw me, so I'm going to first give him a little baited trap. I get a little curious why he didn't come get me, so I'm not going to try to clamber up on top there. Okay, I don't see him, so this is my favorite part of this game, is when you get into a fucking aerial combat with someone, you've got to figure out where each other's at. I wound up hearing him with my headset behind me. I scooped the kill, and one more kill to win. I'm just as shocked as you are that I actually wound up winning this game, but there it is. I think the game's great. I can't wait to play it some more, and hopefully I'll stream it live for you one day. Go with Guardian War.